Everything you've been taught about attraction is a lie. If you're tired of being ghosted, ignored, or stuck chasing people who don't appreciate you, stay right here. What I'm about to reveal will flip your entire understanding of relationships upside down. But be warned, this isn't for the faint of heart. Ready? Let's begin. We live in a world where everyone tells you to be nice, to always be available, to constantly show how much you care. And if you followed that advice, you already know the result. You get overlooked. You get taken for granted. You become the safe option, not the desired one. So today, we're flipping the script. By the end of this series, you'll understand attraction, human psychology, and Stoic mastery at a level most people never reach. 1. The power of ignoring. Why it works. You've been lied to about how to get attention. You were taught to chase, prove your worth, show interest nonstop. But here's the truth. The more you chase, the more they run. In today's world, their DMs are full. Their notifications never stop. If you're just another text in their inbox, nothing about you stands out. Attention only has value when it's scarce. When they know they can get your attention anytime, it loses all value. But when you pull back, when you're not always available, something changes. You become rare. You become valuable. You become unforgettable. Ignoring isn't about being rude. It's about making your presence expensive. In psychology, what is scarce becomes desirable. Luxury brands get this. So should you. When you feel the urge to spam them, overtext, or chase, pause. Ask yourself, what message am I sending about my value right now? 2. Emotional triggers, the hidden engine of attraction. Attraction is emotional, not logical. People don't fall in love because it makes sense. They fall in love because of how you make them feel. Most people try to create attraction by being overly present, by being overly positive, by being overly available. And that backfires. Why? Because constant positivity is predictable, and predictable is boring. Humans get addicted to contrast, highs and lows, push and pull, closeness and distance. This is called intermittent reinforcement, the same psychological pattern that keeps people hooked on slot machines. You don't win every time, and that's exactly why you keep playing. In relationships, when you mix deep attention with moments of space and uncertainty, they start thinking about you more. They replay conversations. They overanalyze your silence. Not because you're toxic, but because you create emotion. And emotion drives attraction. 3. High-value behavior, the art of detachment. High-value people don't chase. They don't beg. They don't turn anyone into the center of their universe. Detachment isn't coldness. It's confidence. It says, I'm good with you, and I'm good without you. You're not heartless. You're grounded. When you're detached, you stop giving off desperate energy. You stop trying to prove your worth. You stop fearing loss. Instead of trying to be chosen, you live a life so aligned that whoever doesn't choose you simply loses access. The less you need someone, the more they want you. Detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you never abandon yourself to keep someone else. 4. Subtle influence. How to lead without forcing. Influence is not about control. It's not about manipulation. It's about direction. It lives in the small details, your eye contact, your posture, your tone, your boundaries. People follow those who project certainty. There's a psychological principle called social proof. Humans naturally follow the emotionally strongest person in the room. Not the loudest, not the funniest, the most grounded. The one who doesn't chase, the one who doesn't break under pressure, the one who doesn't need to prove anything. Be that person. 5. Self-control, the Stoic advantage. We live in a world where everyone is reacting, over-texting, over-sharing, over-explaining. And the more reactive you are, the less control you have, and the less attractive you become. Stoic calm is a superpower. It's not that you don't feel emotions, it's that you don't let emotions drive the car. When everyone else is spiraling and you remain grounded, you instantly stand out. You become the anchor. Psychology calls this emotional contagion. People mirror the emotional state of the most stable person near them. So if you're calm, they feel calmer around you. If you're chaotic, they feel more unstable. So decide, will I be the storm or the lighthouse in the storm?
You've just learned how scarcity, emotional triggers, detachment, influence, and stoic calm shape attraction. But we're not done. In part 2, we're going even deeper. Silence as a weapon. The power of mystery and distance. Turning rejection into power. The line between strategy and manipulation. And how to balance confidence with vulnerability. If you're watching this as a separate video, hit subscribe to the Magnet Code so you don't miss part 2. Section 2. Silence, mystery, rejection, and true power. Title idea. Silence, rejection, and mystery. The dark side of attraction. Part 2. Script, Part 2. If you haven't watched Part 1 yet, pause this and go back, because everything in this video builds on what you've already learned. But if you're ready, let's go deeper. 6. Confidence through silence. Most people cannot handle silence. They panic. They start rambling. They overshare just to avoid that uncomfortable gap. But silence is not empty. Silence is loaded. When you're comfortable with silence, you send a powerful message. I don't need to perform for your approval. You don't rush, you don't chase, you don't oversell yourself. In conversations, pause before answering. Let your words land. Let your presence do half the talking. In texting, stop replying instantly every time. Take your time. Respond with intention, not desperation. Silence creates tension, and the right kind of tension builds attraction. They start thinking about you more, wondering what you're thinking, replaying your last message. You become a mystery, and mystery is magnetic. 7. Mystery and distance. The unbeatable combo. Here's a hard truth. People don't deeply value what they fully understand and totally control. The more predictable you are, the less interesting you become. When you reveal absolutely everything too fast, your thoughts, your feelings, your entire life story, you remove all the mystery. You become an open book. And nobody gets excited about a story when they already know the ending. Mystery is not manipulation. It's pacing. You reveal yourself slowly. You let people earn your layers. You don't overexpose your inner world to someone who hasn't earned that access. Combine that mystery with a healthy distance. You have a life beyond them. You don't always answer right away. You don't always say yes. Suddenly, you're not just attractive, you're unforgettable. Rejection as power. Rejection feels personal, but most of the time, it isn't. It's about their preferences, their timing, their baggage, their emotional unavailability, not your worth. The real power is in how you respond to rejection. Most people get bitter, seek revenge, break down, beg for another chance. High-value people don't. They accept it calmly, respect themselves, walk away with dignity. And here's the twist. That reaction is so rare that it often makes the other person rethink. You become more attractive after rejection, not less, because you showed emotional strength instead of emotional collapse. Rejection is not a verdict. It's a filter that removes the wrong people from your path. 9. Manipulation versus strategy. Walking the ethical line. Some people hear all of this and say, "Isn't this manipulation?" The answer depends on your intention. Manipulation is selfish, dishonest, disrespectful of someone else's well-being. Strategy is conscious, honest, aware of human psychology, focused on mutual benefit. You're not trying to trick anyone into liking you. You're simply not sabotaging attraction by being overly available, desperate, or reactive. You understand timing. You understand space. You understand your own value. Always check your motives. If your goal is mutual respect, genuine connection, and healthy attraction, you're using strategy, not manipulation. 10. Balancing confidence and vulnerability. Confidence makes you strong. Vulnerability makes you human. Together, they make you magnetic. Most people either hide everything, fake toughness, or overshare everything, needy vulnerability. True power is this: I'm secure enough to show my flaws without begging you to fix them. You don't dump your emotions on someone as a test. You don't tell your deepest trauma on the first date. You simply show that you are real, imperfect, and still grounded. That's vulnerability from strength, and that creates a powerful emotional bond. People don't fall in love with perfection. They fall in love with realness wrapped in confidence. Conclusion. Your new standard. You've now unlocked truths that most people will never understand about attraction, scarcity and ignoring, emotional triggers and contrast, high-value detachment, subtle influence, stoic calm, silence and mystery, rejection as power, ethical strategy, confident vulnerability. Now the question is simple. Will you keep chasing, or will you start attracting? Attraction isn't about saying more. It's about needing less. It's about understanding what truly works and having the courage to live it. If this shifted something inside you, don't disappear. Subscribe to The Magnet Code, where we teach you how to become the kind of person people can't ignore. Through psychology, stoic presence, and emotional mastery. Drop a comment right now. What are you going to change first after watching this? I'll be reading, and remember, you're not here to beg for attention. You're here to become the magnet.